Hello and welcome to the week ahead reading. So, I'm not going to lie to you, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video today because it's been a super intense day, but something in me was like, no, you actually do need to do this. So here I am. So I'm just going to start saging myself as we speak here. So I'm first of all going to talk about the astrology of the week, and I'm also going to do a reading with the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot deck. And I also noticed that there's quite a few new people have come into my world, so welcome and hello. And for those who have been around for some time, I love you and thank you for coming back. um, so yeah, so let's talk about the astrology. Now, we're starting off the week with Sun square Pluto, and I suspect this is what I have been experiencing today. So Sun square Pluto, what's that about? So you may feel it either today or tomorrow, depending on where you are. But Pluto is a planet of transformation, and when it's making a square, it can be quite a challenging aspect. So death, transformation, change, and it sort of sometimes can speak to having power struggles as well, feelings of maybe frustration, friction with the sun that's kind of like outward and the ego conflicting with Pluto. So we've started with that today. So if any of you are feeling that, or if any of you have had any towery moments, as I like to call it, today, then yeah, you're not alone. It's been, quite big for me anyway. But I feel like, I'll come to that in a minute, but I feel like I need to share actually from this space of like the importance of trust in the universe. But before I talk about that, let's carry on with the astrology. So we've also got Mercury making a sextile to Saturn. Or is it a trine to Saturn? Sorry, not sextile. Anyway, supportive element. Saturn is the authority, the planet of discipline, the planet of showing up. When it's making a trine to Mercury, it's about shining a light on where we need to be our own inner authority. It kind of really, what's the word? It encourages us to look within ourselves for our own authority rather than where we look outwards. So you might start noticing, where am I outsourcing my power? Where am I giving my power away? Where am I giving that to somebody else to make that decision for me instead of being the own authority in my life? And that's what this transit can really help us to do, is to come back to our own sense of power, our own sense of authority over our own lives rather than giving it away. And this is really supporting that and where we can become stronger in ourselves. So I really love this aspect. I think at this transit, I think this is a really lovely transit to work with. So that's kind of again happening today or tomorrow, depending on where you are. And then we are also in the last day of Libra season today. Today's Monday. And we go into the deep, dark Scorpio season. So happy birthday to all you Scorpios out there. This is your season, and it is a great time to do shadow work. I remember someone asking me at some point on one of these videos, like, when do you do shadow work? And I always think Scorpio is a great time to do that. Scorpio loves to go deep. Scorpio loves the taboo, loves to go looks under the hood to see what we really want, our shadowy desires. And so it's a really good season for that. I am actually going to do a video specifically for Scorpio season, so I'm not going to get too much into it here because I'll do a whole video on that anyway. So if you want to know more about how to work with that season, how to what the season asks of us and how to kind of like work with it, then that's coming. Okay, so on Thursday we have the last quarter moon in Leo. So this is a really good time. Like, Leo is the sign of like being our most authentic selves, being seen, being shining brightly. And with it being a last quarter moon, it's really about like, where are we still not allowing ourselves to shine fully? It's going to be asking us to really look at where we hold ourselves back, where we don't show our full true selves, where we could lean into showing ourselves more and more. I've definitely been feeling this myself, of like this real desire to just be more of who I am. And it's not that I think I'm not an authentic person, right? But it's kind of like, where could I get even more silly and me, and not kind of trying to be this like proper version of whatever I'm supposed to be. It's like, no, I want to be like really who I am, and allow people to see more and more of that, because it just feels so good to do that. And that's what this sort of last quarter moon really asks us to recognize, is like how good it actually feels to be more of who you are, rather than this kind of like perfected version of yourself, this cleaned up version, this proper version, like all of these kinds of things that we think we often feel like we need to be, otherwise people won't like us, or people won't think we're like just like proper in some way. And I'm just like really feeling this like I'm just like over this now. Like, if you don't like what you see, that's totally cool. Like, I'm not for you, and that's fine. Like, it's not about trying to convince everyone to like you. It's just like, this is me, and it's completely okay if I'm not for you. But I'm not going to allow the pain or the fear of other people's projections on me to stop me from being more of who I am. I mean, like, this is applying to you as well, but I'm just sort of saying this is really what's been coming to the forefront in my mind recently, of just like, that's what Leo does. And I remember this in Leo season as well. I was really feeling this of like, yeah, I don't, it's too exhausting to try and be anything else. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. So that's very much the feeling you may feel on Thursday, this like, oh, I just don't want to hold back my true expression anymore. But we have to learn to really be okay with some people not liking it, because they're not gonna. Like, it's not about changing that. And then this is really reinforced by the transit we have on Friday, which is Mercury making a sextile to Uranus. And I love this transit. So Uranus is like the big disruptive planet, right? The wants to break free, wants to be free, like the freedom seeking planet. Is rebellious, is like changes things up, shakes things up. And with Mars is like our drive, what we're driven by. So we might really feel this urge to break free on Friday. Like, I don't want to do it like that anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to do things differently. I'm like bored of doing the same old stuff. It's really giving me that energy of just like, no, I don't want to do it like this anymore. I want to like try something different. I want to change my whole look. I want to do something that I would never normally do. Like, it's really that kind of vibe on Friday. So I'm really looking forward to this transit, honestly, because I think it's going to be super fun. So yeah, all about that seeking freedom. So that's a quick rundown of the astrology of the week. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into what the cards have to say about it. So I hope you've all had a nice weekend. Let me know in the comments how this energy's been treating you. So what are the general energies this week, please? Yes. Interesting. I pulled this card for myself this morning, so that's interesting. It's come back out. And as you've seen, I've just shuffled them. Okay, a few too many fell out there. See if one comes back out. General energies for this week, please. Whoa, oh, so many fell out. Okay. Yeah, that one wants to come out. I will take that. Thank you very much. We'll get one more, shall we? Yeah. Oh. How are we all doing? What's the energy, please? interesting. I pulled that card this morning as well. How fascinating. Okay, so we have 8 of Wands here to start. Swiftness. You may be feeling a little bit frantic, a little bit like things are moving quickly now. For some of, it feels like a few things I'm getting from this, honestly. So for some of you, it's like things are moving ahead now, and this is this is good. Like you've wanted this, and things are starting to come through now. For others, it feels a little overwhelming, but not everyone. I think some people it's welcome, some people it's like, whoa, like it's just like suddenly like the ball is rolling. We've also got the Aeon here, which speaks of a need to take a step, a need to move forward in the right direction. It's like, it's known as the Judgment card in traditional tarot, like in the Rider-Waite deck. And it's very like, there's this week, you're going to be called to make some kind of a decision, is what this card speaks of. It's like Judgment Day, right? You know, this kind of, or for some of you it might be like you're a bit unsure of a decision. That could be the feeling that you have this week of like, I'm not really sure what to do, but a step needs to be taken. And it really feels like quite urgent, because we have this swiftness card here of like things need to start moving now. Like don't dwell on it, is kind of what I'm getting here, which is really interesting. Then we've also got the Hierophant. Now, I feel like with this being here, it's like there's something around needing to get help, getting support, getting spiritual guidance specifically, because the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. Sorry, try and zoom out. Can you see that a bit clearer? It's a little bit fuzzy, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. So for some of it, like, so things are moving quickly now, decisions need to be made, and you might need to get some spiritual guidance on this, or like hiring like mentorship or something like that. Like it feels like you need some support through this, which is really interesting. Okay, let me know if that resonates in the comments. Challenges this week, potential challenges. I was just waiting for this card to come out. I swear, I'm not even joking. Like, I was like, it's going to be the Tower. The Tower, yes. So, okay, quite affirming as well, personally. Because, yeah, like I say, I have had a huge Tower marriage day. I'm not ready to share what's happened. But it has been a very real, very towery thing. So let's talk about what the Tower is, in case you don't know, because I don't want to assume. So the Tower is when something gets taken away that's not in your kind of like power, right? It's like you didn't walk away from something, something gets stripped away, something gets like destroyed. I mean, look at the energy of the card. It's like these flames always really like stand out to me, of just like blowing all of it out, right? The things that are no longer here, like it's like if you didn't intervene, then the Tower like comes in, or like the universe steps in to like remove something because you've not removed it yourself. And it can be a little bit like a startling kind of thing, because you might feel a little out of control with that, right? Like you're not the one that decided, it just happened to you, so to speak. So let's talk about that. Like I think it's so important that even in these moments, right, it's not about bypassing any challenge and like challenging feelings that you might have, but as someone who is going through that right now, what is really helping me is to always just remember, like, the universe has my back. The universe isn't trying to punish me. The universe wants the very best for me. It wants me to live in alignment. So if something has gone and something has been taken, it's because it's meant to. And it's my job to surrender to this process, even if I don't understand it, even if I don't like it, right? How can I just be in complete trust in the free fall, you know? Because it's already happened. It's already going to happen if it hasn't happened yet, because this is something that could be coming up for us all, but maybe it hasn't happened yet. But just trying to like, again, it's not like, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying that, because I'm a big believer of feeling your feelings, but it's like holding both the tension of, yes, this is challenging, yes, this might feel a little bit scary, and the universe has my back, and it's because rejection is redirection, and because, like, you know, it's all that kind of thing of like, how could I get excited? Like, a part of me is also really excited about this huge loss, honestly, that I've experienced. And this has been going on for several weeks now, like with the eclipse and with the full moon in Pisces and the full moon in Aries. It's all been like shared. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, but I don't want to ever feel like a victim to these, even though I can feel the pain, but it's not like, why is this happening to me? It's like, what if it was happening for me? You know, and I really just think whenever I come back to that, I feel this deep sense of peace, this deep sense of like, everything is working out, all is well, all is good. It doesn't have to make sense to me right now. I knew there was a reason I came on this video call today, because I knew this was coming. Okay, so the best part of the week. What's the best part, please? Yeah, there it is. So, sorry, the cards got jumbled up there. 1 second. Put those back. Change. Sorry, you can't really see that. That says change there. Yeah, best part of the week is that much needed, necessary change that you want, that you've been wanting, that's pushing you towards what you're really here for, towards your soul purpose, towards what lights you up, towards what fulfills you, towards abundance, towards all this good stuff. Like, this has to happen. Like, what I love about this card as well, or like the meaning of this card, is that it's a Mars card, and I think Mars gets very misunderstood. Like, Mars is known as being destructive. Now, in its shadow form, that can be destructive for the sake of being destructive and not being like a helpful kind of force. But actually, we need destruction sometimes in order to make space for the new. And I think that's always such a powerful reminder, like, thank you for the, like, not to be afraid of destruction, but to remember that it's necessary in order to make space for creation, you know? Okay, so guidance to navigate this week, please. Guidance to navigate this week ahead for those watching, please. Interesting. We have Ace of Swords. So aces, new beginnings, in realms of like our mind. So it feels like it's about following your inspiration this week, going towards that which inspires you, going towards that which like new ideas. Like, this card is a very sort of new ideas and inspiration card, and with it being guidance, it's like, yeah, going towards that which you are inspired by and acting on new ideas. It's the beginning, right? So with it being an ace, it's like, yeah, you don't have to have it all figured out yet, but we are being asked to move towards something brand new. We also had the Fool over the weekend. We've had a lot of new beginnings kind of stuff emerging, so there's no pressure to have it all worked out, but just those little seedlings of new things coming through. Now we're being asked to act upon those. All of this stuff that we've cleared out, all of this stuff that we've shed, all of this stuff that we've released, and now it's time to plant those new seeds and allow them to grow and allow them to excite you. I always feel like this is a very exciting kind of card, because it's like the card of inspiration. Like, inspiration is like exciting, right? It's like, whoo, like it can feel very invigorating. Okay, so I am also going to do a little bit of reading on some oracle cards. So I'm going to use, just in case you like this deck, I've got the Kyle Gray Angel Guide Oracle deck here. Okay, what more additional guidance for those watching, please? Additional guidance for those watching. Rejection is redirection. That feels really worth repeating. How could I get excited about this change? Opportunity and change. I love it when that happens. Oh my gosh, yeah. Opportunity and change. And I love, like, look at the card. Like, she's just like, yeah. I really like it. Like, and she's got this little bird in her hand that I'm really drawn to here as well. It's like newness, excitement, fresh things. Like, yeah, it really feels zesty. Like I'm getting, like, it sounds really weird, but like I'm kind of almost like I'm getting visuals of like lemons, just like like just this fresh, new, exciting energy coming in now. And just to keep your eye on that of like, again, it's not about bypassing pain, but at the same time recognizing the opportunity within it and change. Additional guidance, please. Interesting. Surrender. Surrender to the plan. Yeah. We've also got another one that fell out there. Signs and reminders. So yeah, this feels like just paying attention to little like signs around you and like not ignoring them, because you know, like it's making me think of this like meme or something I saw on Instagram, and it was like you know, sometimes I ask a sign from the universe, but then like I wait for a signier sign. I've probably like like butchered that, but you might have seen this yourself. And it's like sometimes you see a sign, you're like, yeah, okay, but like I want more of a sign. Like, are you sure that was it? Are you like, I don't quite know if that was it. And this feels like, no, like, trust it. Don't do that. Don't do that kind of like, no, I need I need like 500 signs. Like I need all of them. It's like, no, like if you're getting the signs, like it's pointing you somewhere, and listen and surrender and go with it. Like it is so much about surrender when the Tower is here. Like otherwise it's just like when you're gripping on tightly and holding on tightly, it's such a painful, so much more painful, the process, when you're like not allowing things to just happen, because you can get so stuck in just like, but that's not what I wanted, that's not how I imagined it, I wanted it to be like this, da 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 da. But it's like, that's like controlling and grasping, and instead it's like, let the universe do its thing. Let it, like, it knows the bigger plan. Like you might not know, but there is a bigger plan at play here. There is a like a divine timing element here. And it's just like, when we remember that, I just think it makes the process so much easier, rather than adding pain to pain, you know, like don't make it harder than it already is. Like, it's like, is it the Buddha that's like, you know, the first hour and the second hour, like you don't need to have, sorry, I'm getting this horribly wrong, but like the first hour is necessary, like the pain, but then like the second hour is suffering, and you don't need the suffering. The pain is one thing, the suffering is another, and we choose suffering. So it's like, just where you can, like releasing that side of it. So that is everything for this reading. Thank you so much for watching. I will do another video on Scorpio season at some point this week, maybe tomorrow potentially, or not, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, but I will get it out this week, where I'll talk more about that. And yeah, and as always, if you have enjoyed this, liking, commenting, subscribing are all really good ways to support the channel. If you're new here, say hello as well. I'd love to just say hi and get to know you. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Have a marvelous week, and I'll speak to you all soon.